if you're saying that we have a problem of elite impunity, that rich and powerful people in this country aren't held accountable, you're right, and that's what I'm trying to change.
Well, I think the federal government was found guilty and held accountable for inherent acts of corruption and extreme acts of corruption. Case in point, the assassination of Martin Luther King. The government was found guilty of a civil suit in the 90s.
Yes.
And we know, it's been well documented, that there have been multiple pieces of evidence presented that the U.S. government itself may have been involved in the assassination of President John Kennedy after he signed Executive Order 11110, which began the process of directing the Treasury to issue silver bullion certificates. He lost his life a couple weeks after he signed that order. Nobody was held accountable for that en masse. Can you tell me of an instance when the rich and the elite that have put many of the other congressmen like yourself in office have actually been held accountable for the crimes they've committed?
Well, there certainly have been people held accountable in the savings and loans crisis. There have been people held accountable in the financial crisis, though not enough, right? We should have prosecuted the bankers in the Great Recession, and that was one of the big misses that we haven't. And we haven't had enough accountability for people who got us into the war in Iraq, and I believe we haven't had enough accountability for people who raped these young girls or trafficked. So if you're saying that we have a problem of elite impunity, that rich and powerful people in this country aren't held accountable, you're right, and that's what I'm trying to change.
Well, I think what we have a problem with is that the rich and the elites can purchase politicians. This is exactly why I'm very pro getting rid of Citizens United, the overturning of Citizens United.
I agree with that. But would you agree that we shouldn't have had Musk spend $300 million, elect Donald Trump, and then go work for Donald Trump?
I agree with that. Would you also agree that instances like that, like when the Biden administration was targeting Facebook and Twitter for anyone that was offering we'll say contradictory to the mainstream narrative information around COVID. These people had their accounts banned, creators had their accounts slashed.
I'm a free speech person, and I've spoken up for free speech.
I saw you have a digital free speech bill of rights that you
I do have a digital free speech. When they were censoring on Twitter before Musk bought it, I actually had an email leak where I said, no, you can't do that. You can't censor the New York Post. I'm a big free speech person. But what's distorting free speech are billionaires spending millions of dollars on federal elections and targeting folks. I mean, Massey is being targeted because he had the guts to pass this bill. He's got billionaires literally putting millions of dollars against him. That is wrong. We've got to get that money out of politics.